China is a country of 1.4 billion people with 5,000 years of history. Around 1,500 years ago, the West made its first contact with the East through the Silk Road, and the result was new technology, literature, trade routes, religion, and everybody was having a jolly good time. Now today, if you're a user of any of these following platforms, you're bound to have seen one of our most renowned cultural exports. When things evolve this fast, this efficient, the amount of subcultures that are born from this absolute madness is simply inconceivable to the minds of the average Chinese Joe. I mean, just think about it. In the early 2000s, less than 2% of China's population was online. If you showed a Chinese man alive in the 2010s what people were gooning off to in 2015, a mere 5-year difference, he will lose his goddamn mind. I mean, even Chinese people aren't getting the full extent of what's actually going on out there, let alone So, topic of the day, what if you design state-of-the-art shitposting technology with your main target demographic as people who've literally never seen the internet before? The result is
慢脚文化
Manjiao Culture
is born from a play on words of the gift-making app Kuai Shou, which literally functions quite similar to early Tumblr and X, allowing users to make and share cute little animated clips. You know, some lighthearted fun and whimsy. Now, after experiencing some mild business success, Kuai Shou decided to shift from its gift-making business model to a full, comprehensive short video platform. By 2016, Kuai Shou had grown over tenfold with 50 million daily active. But, Mr. Guest, you may speak. If Kuai Shou is so popular, then why don't I hear about this evolutionary app? And to that in which I say, with my sincere apologies, it's not for you. Okay, so get this. Imagine you're in the marketing boardroom for your newly successful app.
The Director Cheng, I got to be honest. Our strategic pivot from original gift-focused model to diversified short video platform is a spectacular prey. But our competitors are moving just as fast, if not, I dare say, even faster in capturing the same markets. How do we distinguish ourselves as a true platform of all time?
Mr. Wang, it seems like your brain can't turn the corner. Let me ask you a simple question. Where does an emperor draw his power? Holy shit. The working class, they wanted to talk. We will hear them out. And so that's how it began. After experiencing major success from the shift to a short video business model, the next step was the rural population. And this was in fact a defining moment for Kuai Shou's explosive growth, as most of its competitors were more focused on promoting content for a middle class and urban user base. Kuai Shou noticed a huge gap in the market. Low-tier cities and rural populations were massively underrepresented online. But there was two main reasons towards why this strategy actually worked. For one, content platforms from major cities were just kind of getting old. I mean, how many of these high-budget, high-quality TikTok premium videos can you possibly scroll through before you finally start to wonder to yourself where you can see some weird shit? So Kuai Shou came along to deliver something raw, something authentic, literally unfiltered, unregulated content made by the peasants, and that was quality entertainment for the middle and upper class. And by early 2013, smartphone access also exploded in rural China due to cheaper Androids being manufactured. I mean, they do be the ones doing the manufacturing. You combo that with national policies supporting internet access and 4G expansion coverage across all rural areas in China, and what do you get? A big chunk of the population that just don't see it coming. And soon they came. Wave after wave. Rural youths, migrant workers, truck drivers, even monks from the deep mountain monasteries. And for the first time in a very long time of China's history of digitization, your For You page looked raw, chaotic, unfiltered, real. Matter of fact, you know how sometimes you can kind of tell someone's weight by the sound of their voice? Well, that's kind of like seeing one of these videos on your For You page, except you could tell which socioeconomic class they reigned from by the content people made. For example, videos that were shot on low-end Android phones, sometimes vertically cropped or shaky. There was also a lot of fake romantic heartbreaks, often overlapped with sad music that is way too loud. A lot of teenagers pretending to suffer or cry for views. The For You page was described to have felt like watching a television program where everything was ultra dramatic. But you know, that was all well and good, despite its utterly chaotic presence, until it wasn't. There is delinquency-style content on every single platform out there, but Kuai Shou was really, really bad. In fact, this can be traced back to one specific trend that really popped off in 2017, where teenage mothers would live stream their daily lives on the platform, often either showing their pregnancies or it's just straight up
One of the most notable figures in this movement was Yang Qingning, who began to broadcast her life as a young and unmarried mother. Her content attracted a massive following of 45 million people before her account was suspended. See, the problem was, videos like hers were becoming more and more common, which featured teenage girls presenting themselves with their newborns, or sometimes a fake pregnancy. At the peak of its influence, over 70% of the platform was content related to teenage pregnancy. In fact, it gained such significant attention that the Chinese government had to air a nationwide program in April 2018, publicly condemning the platform for allowing such content to go viral, or matter of fact, allowing it to exist in the first place. And as a result, Kuai Shou issued a public apology and took effective measurements in removing hundreds of teenage pregnancy videos. They also pledged to enhance its content moderation policies so that this type of thing would never happen again in the future. So, while the story is dark and seemingly a good result was achieved, I think I wouldn't be the first to raise my hand and say, what happened after? And to that, my friend, allow me to formally introduce to you
慢脚文化
a culture that rose from the ashes of early Kuai Shou delinquency. What do you get after you stop an underage creator base that is emotionally immature, viral hungry, chaotic, and unserious and tell that they can't be making the one thing that's making them famous in the first place? All or nothing. See, as content relating to delinquency was getting rarer and rarer, this gave the platform the opportunity to promote content more in line with the mainstream audience base, with mainstream beauty standards, mainstream trend, mainstream aesthetics. Uh-oh, that was a mistake. See, because my friend, it doesn't matter what you feed the starving old dog. It's the same shit that comes out every time. Users on Kuai Shou even started to regurgitate these trends that came in and spat them back out where it came from to the general public, and they were none too pleased. And of course, for a good reason, you can imagine. This makeup style is literally called the Manjiao makeup, and the reason is because they ruined it. But hey, you know, Kuai Shou and the app is now separate from Manjiao. But I like to believe that Kuai Shou down to its core was still fairly rebellious, which is why some trends that don't trend on TikTok can still be found trending on Kuai Shou. The app now has evolved itself to capture many of China's alternative subcultures and cores. So I guess in the end, it did fulfill the purpose that it was created for. And that, my dear viewership, is to give a voice to all who wants it. I am Jay Gao, and thank you for listening to my yapping. See you next time.